Hello and welcome. I'm John from the LG Training Department, and over the last few months we've been developing some instructional videos to help the customers understand what maybe is going wrong with their washers. Today I'd like to talk to you about an error code that might come up. It's a rare one, but it does come up, and this is LE, Linda Edward, and that stands for lock rotor. And you can see it on a top-load wash machine or a front-load wash machine, either one of them. Before I explain to you what's causing this error code, let's give you a little technology and how your washer actually works. So I've got some props over here. All right, so what we have here is we have a cutout, and this is for a front-load washing machine. I also have one for a top-load. It's a little bit different, but the design is still the same, okay? So what we've got over here is we have two components, and this is what drives your spin basket or your wash basket. And the two components is the outer one is called a rotor, and that's because it rotates. And inside we have a stator. Now the stator creates magnetism, which causes this rotor to rotate. And with this design, we can rotate this really slow or we can go real fast. We can go in both directions. We can go clockwise and counterclockwise. And in fact, some of the new wash machines, they spin as fast as about 1,200 RPMs. And we had some older ones that actually got up to about 1,400 RPM. So it really does a good job of extracting water. So let's talk to you about what's causing an LE error code. Now, these are very complex error code, and it usually is something maybe that the average customer would not be able to repair, but I just want to help you understand what's going on here. So lock rotor means basically this rotor is being prevented from turning. It could be a problem with the stator, it can be a problem with the rotor, or on some of the earlier models, we had a device called a Hall sensor, which would monitor the rotation of this rotor, and that could be defective. So basically what's happening is this rotor is trying to rotate, and it gets bound up. All right, and that's what's going to generate that LE error code. A couple other things that can give you an LE error code is this is the outer tub. And to keep all the water and the soap contained inside the outer tub, we have a seal and a bearing. And sometimes what will happen is that seal will compromise and it'll start to allow a little bit of water and soap to get behind there, and eventually it gets into the bearing and it destroys the bearing. You'll know this as a problem because you might notice maybe a little bit of water on the floor, but the big telltale sign that you do have a bad bearing is this makes a roaring sound whenever we're in the spin cycle. So this is quite a complex job. It requires taking this whole thing apart and replacing this back half of the tub. Now another thing that can cause an LE error code is maybe something has worked its way between the spin basket and the outer tub, a garment or something, and it's preventing this from turning. It's rare, it does happen. That's something too that you might not be able to get to. So most of the time when you get that LE error code, it's probably going to require you to call for service to correct that problem. So I think that's about it on the LE error code. And like I said, if you do run across one of these LE error codes, it might be something that you might consider calling for service to get that problem taken care of. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope this information we provided for you was useful. So thank you very much.